Now the third formed elements are called as the thrombocytes. Thrombocytes are what we basically call as the blood platelets. So thrombocytes are colorless, non-nucleated, oval or otherwise round, otherwise biconvex or irregularly shaped fragments of the cytoplasm bound with the plasma membrane. We need to understand here is that the thrombopoiesis, that means formation of thrombocytes, also occur in bone marrow. So you can pay attention that maximum of the cells formed which are present in the formed elements are synthesized in the bone marrow. WBCs, the leukocytes are the one, lymphocytes are the one which are synthesized in somewhere else, and then the maximum portion of the plasma composition, that means the proteins and all, are also synthesized in different portion. That's why in the first class itself I told you that blood is heterogeneous in its composition, because from different portions origin of the compounds are different. That's why blood is called as a composite tissue. So the thrombopoiesis occur in bone marrow, and in bone marrow there are big nucleus containing cells which are called as megakaryocytes. Now these megakaryocytes are able to perform cytoplasmic budding. So their cytoplasm buds and then it pinches, and finally from these buds small cytoplasmic fragments are formed. So those fragments are colorless, those fragments are without nucleus, they are of variable shape, and then these cytoplasmic fragments are bound with plasma membrane, and they carry the components which are the functional components of thrombocytes. So these fragments of cytoplasm are thrombocytes. So thrombocytes are not cells, basically they are pieces of the cytoplasm of megakaryocytes. The thrombocytes survive for 7 to 8 days in the circulatory system, so their lifespan is quite small, and then their size is 2 to 4 micrometer, and their number is variable from 0.15 to 0.35 million per cubic millimeter, or the microliter of blood. Now it is possible the thrombocyte or platelets number may decrease or increase. So if the number decreases, it is called as thrombocytopenia. If the number increases, it is called as the thrombocytosis. Now the main function of thrombocytes is the clotting of the blood. Apart from that, we all know about the growth factors which are derived from the platelets. So platelet derived growth factors are there. Then we have the fibrinogen, we have the serotonin. Remember, these are the components which are released by the granules. There are granules present in the thrombocytes. I'm repeating again, thrombocytes are the fragments of cytoplasm. So they derive from the megakaryocytes. These megakaryocytes synthesize alpha, delta and gamma type, alpha, delta and lambda type of granules, and these granules are present in cytoplasm. So when these pieces separate, these pieces of this cytoplasm continues to carry these 3 types of granules. So these granules, the alpha granules, they carry the platelet derived growth factors and the fibrinogen required for clot formation. Then the delta type carries serotonin, which is a vasoconstrictor. That means it causes constriction of the blood vessels. And then there is the lambda granules, which carries the lysosomal enzyme. So these are the functional components of the thrombocytes. Now remember that fibrin stabilizing factor is also is also synthesized by thrombocytes, and then there is thromboplastin also. We'll be discussing about these components in the blood clotting topic, so these terms will be made clear to you. Just remember that the thrombocytes destroy the Ig coated target antigens and the foreign material. So these are all the functions of the thrombocytes. Remember that in the case of non-mammalian vertebrates, that means when we talk about birds, reptiles, amphibians and fishes, they also carry a clot forming cells, and those cells are called as the spindle cells because their shape is elongated but spindle in shape. Now the next important topic to start is the blood groups. We all know that we always discuss about that there should be checking of the blood group before anybody who becomes a patient, meets with an accident or an injury. Even if the blood has to be given, that is called as blood transfusion. In that concept, we always learn that doctors talk about what is the blood group of the person, and then we go and rush to the blood bank and try to collect a bottle of the blood from there. Sometimes blood is not available. In that case, we search who is the relative who has got similar blood group. So the blood group is basically the specific RBC phenotypes found in human as well as the related primates. So even other primates, we are primate, other primates also carry certain type of RBC's phenotype. What is phenotype? In 10th class we have learned that the topic of Mendel, that genotypes are responsible for phenotypes. If you remember, small t, capital T, capital T, capital T, small t, responsible for dwarfness or tallness. So whatever is the alleles, that means that small t, that concept is responsible for controlling the features. So in the same manner, there are genetically controlled formation of antigens and antibodies in the blood. So blood carries on the surface of RBC certain antigen, and then blood carries certain antibodies in the plasma. Please remember, I'm repeating again, blood group is controlled by the antigen present on the surface of RBC, and the type of antigen is controlled by genetics, that means genes or DNA. And in the same manner, antibodies present is also controlled by the genes or DNA, and antibodies are present in the plasma, that means they are floating in the plasma. So there are many type of blood groups possible, like ABO, MNS, RH, even more are there, but the main significant, because not every type of antigen will cause harm to the blood, but there are some which are very important and we have to match them before blood transfusion, and those are the ABO and RH. So let's understand ABO and RH blood groups are more important, as any mismatch during blood transfusion will cause agglutination, that means clotting of the blood. Now which bloods will clot? The one which is received by the person, and this will cause blockage in the pipes of the patient, and then patient's capillaries will become blocked and he or she may also die.